Hey guys, this is Super Vega here. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna give you guys a quick, concise, and simple video on how to do a field strip, basic field strip, and how to clean your AK-47. Now it's gonna do a quick gist of just how to do this, so you guys can know how to do it yourselves. I personally had to figure it out myself and watched a couple videos, but I figured it out. I have here your basic AK-47 from Arsenal. This is I believe, the 107 SRLR. I use this one for hunting. It comes along the same, just like any other AK-47. But to start us off, let's go get into it. So first off, let's go ahead and take off that mag. Good. We're going to go on ahead and make sure that we don't have anything in there. So we're going to go ahead, make sure the safety's off. Pull this back, check the chamber. We look good. Do it one more time, just in case. You never know. Now for this AK-47, like most other ones do, you got to press that little button that's back there. You see that? That little button? You want to go ahead and start with that. For this particular AK, it used to come off really easy for this dust cover. But since I added this stock, I literally have less than a 30-second to like mess and play with. So I kind of have to finagle with it. So it may take a minute. But other than that, you press the button down and it should pop off like so. See that? It pops off. And there's your dust cover. It's all dusty. All right, put that to the side. Now that we've done that, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get this, what's it called? I believe the carrier spring. Pardon me, I'm still familiar with the parts. I'm still trying to get myself familiar with this damn thing. We get our carrier spring. Go ahead and pull this forward. And there's like little tiny, I guess you could say, slots. This goes in to see how that comes out. Like so. That's gonna slide back in. And there, see that? It's gonna go back in there. So it goes in like that and it comes out like that. All right. And once you've done that, you pull that sucker out like so. And then the next step is to make sure that the trigger is actually pulled back, the hammer. Make sure that's pulled back. If not, the piston and the bolt carrier will not come back. So make sure that your trigger hammer is actually down. And it's gonna stop there, but it doesn't mean not telling you to not go over. It's fine. You're gonna hit a little resistance and you pull back more and it goes over. And once you're there, you're gonna be right about here, and right about in this particular location, it's gonna slide out because it's gonna be little ridges where it slides out and it comes out. So watch closely, like so. And then we got our piston and our bolt carrier, and you have our little bolt right there, and that thing is filthy. So we're gonna clean that, and then we can look inside. It's real dusty. See, there's my finger. Look at that. See, that's dirty. I mean, it's an AK-47. I mean, you could shoot like 1,000+ rounds, not clean it, and it'll still shoot magnificent. So, I mean, it's a good gun. But what we're gonna do here in terms of cleaning, we're just gonna clean the inside. We're gonna go ahead and lubricate that hammer right here. Just gonna get a little bit everywhere, really. I would get into the barrel cleaning, but I'll save that for another video. And that's where, like, the bullet actually shoots. Excuse me, coronavirus. But anyways, yeah, I actually will make a separate video for cleaning this part in particular for the whole barrel. But that's for another video. So let's get straight to the cleaning. I basically did your basic field strip. And now we're going to get into the whole cleaning part. So what I like to do is I like to use mechanic towels. You get these from Auto Parts. They absorb oil and dirt really well. I recommend you get about a couple of these, really handy. And Q-tips, cotton swabs. these are really nice to get in between little tight crevices that in normal places that you normally couldn't get, but these are nice to have on deck. Now, so we're gonna get further into the whole cleaning process. So we're gonna go ahead and get our bolt carrier with piston. We're gonna take out the bolt. Now pay close attention to how the bolt is. You're gonna go ahead and pull it out and see this little part. It's gonna slide in and out, in and out. You're gonna wanna put it back exactly the same way you got it out. So go ahead. And it should slide right out. Oh, this thing's a sucker. There we go. Like so. So it goes in. You twist it out like that. Out she goes. Put them in. This little tiny piece, little, I guess you can say, trapezoid, goes in. Like so. Boom. Boom. Turn it back your way, towards you. Take her out. Then she's out. And this is the, what's it called? Now this piston, as you can see here, is filthy. Look at it. All that carbon dust buildup. All right, now we're gonna go ahead, get our little bolt. We're gonna get our towel. You can rip it in half. You put your little towel here. Get your little bolt. And I recommend you use CLP, cleaning oil, basically for lubrication, for cleaning, and yeah, preservative. So you get a little bit of everything. Really worth it. I'll go ahead and just dress this sucker up, honestly. See? Just dress it up real nice, real good. Getting on there real good. I just oil it up real nice, and I just let it sit like that. And don't worry about that for now. Just let it sit. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this piston and the bolt carrier. We're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. Lightly inside here, lightly, just lightly. A little bit in here. Dress it like so. Nothing too heavy for the piston. Gotta get our other rag, little towelette. Gonna go ahead, give it a good cleaning, like so. Just wipe all that dust off. Look at all that. It's pretty bad. Go ahead and get this part back here. See, this is usually the part where I'd use the Q-tips, but get what you can with the towel. See, it's coming out nice. Got a little bit of wear and tear from the paint or whatever the coating they have on there. Because I'll be slapping rounds with this thing like hardcore, especially on the range. Get in there real good. See, real nice. And I wouldn't recommend oiling this top of this piston. I feel like you don't really need to. I mean, you can like dab a little bit of oil, get on the sides a little bit, just a little bit, and get the dry end. Get the top of the piston, you know, just wipe it down, you know, just wipe it down. No oil necessary there. I wouldn't recommend it. Don't ask me why. I just seen people do it and they don't do it. So they don't do it, I don't do it. You know, I wouldn't want to mix oil with my bullets. That's not good. All right, so basically the piston carrier is basically all cleaned up. Now this is the part where I would get my Q-tips. I'll dress them up like that. Lubed up. And then Q-tip, one side wet with the oil. See? Like that. Look at that. dirty. You get your dry end. Get in there real good. Take the excess lubricant out. We're good. And your piston and your piston carrier are clean. You're good. Now let's put this to the side. Now let's get to our bolt. Now we've been letting that sit for a good minute. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get a separate little towel. Rip a smaller piece. All right, so we get a rag and just give it a good cleaning. All the sides you can, like so. All right, get in there. Try to get the small crevices, you know, try to get it all. Look at that, see? It's very rare that the AK is ever jammed on me. It's only happened to me like maybe 2 times. But then I'll just slack back, you know, the mechanism and it just pops out the old one, the old bullet it tried to chamber, and it pops in the new one and you're good to go. All right, get a Q-tip number 2. Put that lubricant on there. Rub off any excess because this is a small little thing, so you don't need too much. You just get in there real nice. Get in the back piece. Dress it nice. I'll say lubricate this part just a little bit and leave some on there. And then with your dry end, just wipe off any excess. Because you want it a little bit lubed. From my experience, it does it quite well. And make sure that it functions well and that there's no friction. So, and we are done with cleaning our bolt. Not too bad, right? So we're done with our piston carrier and the piston and the bolt. And now we're going to go to our dust cover. Honestly, you want just a little bit in there? A little bit more. It's pretty dusty, if you know what I mean. Get in there. I will refuse to use the word rub because, you know, that's weird. Just go up there, wipe it up and down. Nice and clean. You don't want to put any lubricant on top. I don't recommend that. I mean, you can maybe do that when you put the AK back together, but I don't recommend you do it. You just get slippery fingers. So look, nice and clean. Look at that, shiny. I like that. Look at this. Holy crap. All right, dust cover, clean. All right, we're doing good. Now, for this one, you don't got to do too much. I mean, these things, I wouldn't really even sweat it, but if you want to be extra clean about it, you just can go ahead, do this. Get this carrier spring, hold it like a hot dog, literally just run that sucker, just like a line of it, right? And then you can get this bottom one that you used to drowse the bolt, and you just up and down with it. There you go, just like that. Just like that. Get this back piece, you know. And look at that. Nice and shiny. Nice. All right. Now we get into the tricky part, which is the actual receiver. The receiver gets really dusty, gets, I want to say moldy, but it doesn't have food in there. That'll be weird. So we're going to go ahead and get our receiver. If you look inside of it, you can see it's dusty. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and try to clean as much as we can inside here and there. In the sides, as much as we can with a towel. And then we're going to hit the smaller components in the sides with a Q-tip. I'm going to get this, fold it, lubricant, like so. And then lift her up. Just try to get in there the best you can. Like I said, the most of the work that you get, it's gonna be with a Q-tip. it's a bit of a hassle because look at me, look at my fingers here. They're big and pudgy. Like, god damn, like it's bigger than a bullet. I don't got no girly hands, I'll tell you that much. All right, now we did what we could with the towels. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the Q-tips. I'm gonna go ahead and drowse 2 of them, like so, like that. All right, and part of the noise, that's my freaking dog. She just loves to be by my side. All right, Q-tip. We're gonna go ahead and get in here, get in the sides, right next to the barrel where the bullet goes in. Just want to get in there a little bit, just a little bit. Go on the sides. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Just get in there, nice. Get the sides right here. Collect that dust. You want to get as much as you can. Get in the sides. And then do the opposite side. Look at that. That is dirty. Go on the sides. Like that. Go on the sides. Get in there. Yeah, that's pretty dirty. All right, get in there nice and clean. You try to get next to that metal coil. All right. I wouldn't really worry too much about drying it. Now, with this wet side, get as much as I can. Get in the sides. Try to collect all that dust. Now this is the part where I would actually lubricate the hammer just a bit. So get the wet side of the Q-tip and just, ever so lightly, just lubricate a little bit here. Just on top of it. Because it's pulled back, ready to fire. So if I pull that trigger, that will shoot. And obviously, there's no bullet in the chamber. So I'm gonna pull that trigger for you. Watch. It fired. Now, as you know, with this being up, I cannot pull that. I cannot put that piston back into the rifle. So remember, put that down. All right, we're just cleaning up a little bit more. Go back here, lubricate a little bit. Get all that nasty dust and gunpowder. And a little bit more. And that should do the trick. That should do it. Now that we're done cleaning the rifle, we're going to go on ahead and put everything back the way it was. So the next step would be, before you even put the piston back in, you have to get your bolt. You place it back how the way you got it. So you slide this in, make sure that's facing you. Make sure this part is facing you. You got to turn it left, and the bolt should slide in like that. Now this thing's gonna try to slide out when you put it back in the AK. That's okay, I'm sure you can figure it out. You just want this to be in this position so it can actually, move back and forth. So we're gonna go on ahead, get our piston, put it into the gas tube. And now this little bolt, it's gonna wanna move around, so you wanna keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't move. And the bolt, sometimes when it kicks from the back, it wants to stick out. You don't want it to do that. You make sure that this part of the piston carrier stays flat and flush. Press down, and she is. Slide it forward, like so. And she's in, just like that. Not too bad. Now, we're gonna go ahead and get our carrier spring. You gotta slide it right behind the piston. And we're almost done here. Now, you gotta go ahead, and these little slides right here, it's gonna go right behind this little rectangle. Can you see that? It's gonna go right behind it. Goes, pardon my dog, she's really dumb. Slides right under it, and bam, she goes. Just like that, it locks in place. And now that you've done that, you go ahead and get your dust cover. like so. And you want to start it this end over here. Start it there. And like I said, for this AK, it's a little bit harder because like the stock that I added gives me very little room to play with. So you're gonna go ahead, keep that locked in from the front. Want to keep pressure, and the butt should slide in just like that. And you're good to go. See? Disassembled and cleaned, lubricated, nice and clean. Probably clean out part of the AK as well. And then you can even cock it and it sounds nice. Listen. Smooth. Look at that. Ooh. Nice. And that is basically how you clean your AK-47. And yeah, and that should do the trick. But other than that, this is it. This is your AK-47 how to clean and field strip tutorial. Hope you guys like it. This is Super Vega. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe and comment for more. Have a nice one.